That's one small step for man.
Out for the out for the
Jump right into the ABCs. AJ's Book Corner. I'm reading a book by Ashley Flowers with Alex Keister, The Missing Half. Nicole Nick Monroe is in a rut. After 24, she lives alone in a dinky apartment in her hometown of Mishawaka, Indiana. She's just gotten a DWI, and she's been working the same dead-end job since high school, a job she has only because her boss is a family friend and feels sorry for her. Everyone has felt sorry for her for the last 7 years since the day her older sister Casey vanished without a trace. On the night Casey went missing, her car was found over 100 miles from home. The driver's door was open and her purse was untouched in the seat next to it. The only real clue to her disappearance was Jules Connor, another young woman from the same area who disappeared in the same way 2 weeks earlier, but with so little for the police to go on, both cases eventually went cold. Nick wants nothing more than to move on from her sister's disappearance and the state it's left her in, but then one day, Jules' sister, Jenna Connor, walks into Nick's life and offers her something she hasn't felt in a long time: hope. What follows is a gripping tale of two sisters who will do anything to find their missing halves, even if it means destroying everything they've ever known. So far, that's exactly where I'm at. Like, the description of it is basically exactly where I'm at. She just met Jenna, she just met Jenna Connor, which is Jules Connor's sister. So that's the point where I'm at. And it's a really, it's an easier read than my prior book that I was reading unfinished. So this one will probably go pretty quickly. But it's a mystery. I've been on a mystery kick. I don't know why. But yeah, let's jump right into today's episode. We're discussing the article Freedom from Things, Finding Liberation in the Ever-Changing Nature of Experience by John Aston, PhD. Imagine incense burning in a quiet room. You watch the thin trail of smoke drift upward toward the ceiling. It might be there for a split second, as if it's forming a shape, maybe a ribbon, a spiral, or a curve or something like that. But then you look closer, you notice something. The smoke never actually stills. It never kind of assumes a form that's fixed. It's moving, reshaping, and dissolving the very instant it appears. And our everyday experiences, our thoughts, moods, and our lives kind of are similar to that smoke. It's kind of interesting to think about it that way because life feels solid to us, but, in the sense that we go out with friends, we have conversations, we drive home, go to sleep, wake up in the next morning, our days seem to consist of actual, solid things that we can't point to and describe. We have labels for our experiences, like if it's a good day, it's a bad day, busy schedule, anxious thought. Because of language and our routines, reality feels stable. It feels like things are holding still, strong, long enough to, grasp them. But let's do this small little exercise thing. Try to hold on to the present moment. Keep this exact second from becoming something else. And you kind of just want to hold it still in your mind long enough to capture it completely. Where are the last 5 seconds you just spent listening to my voice? They're gone. What about the last half second? Gone. So the moment never actually coheres to a static thing because it's always constantly in motion. What we call the present moment is constantly arising and vanishing at the exact same time. So we kind of wonder, why does this matter at all when it comes to our mental health and peace of mind? In the article, it talks about how I think that it happens when we feel overwhelmed, anxious, or stressed. Or we'll think about what you feel like when you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or stressed. We go through a hard time. Our mind treats our struggle like a heavy permanent boulder sitting right on our chest, kind of. And we tell ourselves, I'm just an anxious person. The problem's too big for me to handle. We treat our pain like it's going to last forever. We got to carry it around indefinitely. But we kind of got to remember the incense smoke. For a problem to be massive and this indefinite thing, it would have to hold still. It would have to be permanent. But in reality, nothing in our existence is ever still and not permanent. And when we feel overwhelmed, it's relying on that belief that it's, a fixed thing, and it kind of traps us there. But when we look closely, the solid thing isn't there. The feeling of anxiety is just energy moving through us. It arises, it shifts, it dissolves, right? We think of, this problem as a heavy part of life that never actually solidifies the way we think or imagine it to do. And this kind of thing kind of brings about the freedom in the movement and how freeing it can be from the things. So when you realize that reality is constantly moving, you don't have to fight so hard to try to be fixed or destroy your uncomfortable feelings. You don't have to spend all your energy trying to figure out your entire life at once, because the future isn't a solid structure waiting for you. It's just smoke shifting moment to moment. So if you feel stuck, like overwhelmed, first just observe it without labeling it. Instead of like trying to form this narrative of like everything is a bad day today or any of that, just notice it, the physical sensation and whatnot. And then second, stop trying to catch the smoke. You don't need to hold on to the exact moment or try to make it permanent. It's fluid, remember? And then third, just trust the impermanence. A mood or a bad day literally can't be if you don't allow it to be. So, all that to say, there's like a beauty in it, kind of. You just have to try to find it. Moving on, what I'm happy and grateful for. I'm happy and grateful for getting to go to my first vintage thrifting show. I found 2 dolls at this lady who had nothing but Barbie dolls. It was insane at her booth. I got one that I had a version of when I was a kid, and another one that was just beautiful to me. And I was just looking at both of the dolls. I'm like, it's insane, like how the sculpted the features were. They had real hair. Like the Ken dolls had real hair like Barbie had, but it was cut differently. Like it's just insane. Like the sculpting of the face where you can see dimples and like jawline. It's different than what it used to be. They took it from us. They gave it, now they just pixelated stuff. Anyway, moving on to the quote. People only see the decisions you made, not the choices you had. I think it's really important. This rings to me as making sure that you don't feel shame for your choices that you had to make based off of how someone else reacts to you, because those people only see the choice you made. They don't know, or they see the decision you made, they don't know the choices you had. And if they knew what choices you had, they probably would be like, oh no, I'm not gonna judge you, you're good. But before I go, be sure to check out the show notes. Also check out my books on Amazon titled Poems to Cry to in the Dark and Love Letters Never Sent to Myself. Leave a 5-star rating. Other than that, I don't have anything else. I'm glad you're still here, and I hope you have the day you deserve. Bye.
One giant leap.
For me.